All right. Here we go live. Let's have some fun. Gonna refresh my page here. And beautiful Friday morning in Thailand, Thursday evening in the US. And so many good, exciting things going on. Oh my God. If you knew all of the incredible, exciting things that were happening right now, you would be jumping up and down in the streets. Things going on. Oh my God. Okay, cool. My page is up. Facebook is frozen a little bit, no big deal. Is everybody excited? I'm going to share a couple of really, really key tools of observation that will, well, the intention is if you use them, they will absolutely, hey Pat, great to see you, absolutely shift the way that you see and manifest your reality. And so when I pose the topic, how open is your mind? The ego or the trained mind is probably going to go, yeah, I'm really open. I'm open. You know, I'm awake. And what I find out, especially, you know, beginning with myself and most of the people that I journey with and really just interact with, period. Again, they take on this belief system that all comes from outside themselves. All of our beliefs aren't even ours. And yet we put it into this tiny little belief system, which becomes what we know or what we think we know. And then because of this survival mechanism that so many of us were taught to run by being dropped into this incredibly trippy, vibrating hologram called Earth and the universe, we got separated from knowing and remembering that we knew everything and we were all of it. And we agreed, hey, Roxanne, great to see you. And we agreed to go on the most fascinating journey ever, where an unlimited being that knows everything would choose, hey, Sandra, would choose to come down here and forget every single thing and go through this game where it almost seems like well, I want to be careful with my words, but so many things were stacked against us in the 3D matrix. You know, as you know, disinformation, the school system, complete lie, teaching you what to think, never teaching you how to think or to, you know, really tune into your own unique gifts and passion that you came here for. And that's changing right now. We're going to change that and get Waking Up in the Dream in the School for the Kids. And many other people are working on new school systems. I don't even like the word school. It's so sticky, but for this conversation. And so we came into this fascinating dream, and from the very beginning, we were immersed and kind of in a way bombarded with information. Once we were young enough to understand it and process it and start to memorize things, we would take on this information from our parents and our grandparents and anybody around us. And then, you know, getting tossed into the school system at a very young age, you know, the most challenging thing I could ever imagine. And so here we are, 2020, and so many are awake, so many are excited, and here we go. And we've got all this incredible technology to connect people all over the world, which is how we're connected, speaking through thin air. And it was set up to track us and manipulate all that. And all that stuff is dissolving. And we knew before we came here and agreed to our soul contract that this was going to happen. And we were going to get to play our part in it. So how truly open is your mind is the question. Because again, if you've got a belief system, and even if you believe that you're awake and you do your research and, you're on top of it and, that's great. However, what we think we know wouldn't even fit on the head of a pin. Nada. Even if you think, oh, I travel through universes and I can, I can see beyond and I can teleport and hey, whatever, great. But I'll tell you what, I haven't met anybody that can prove that they can do that. Now I know they're out there and I'm totally open and I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm talking about how truly open is your mind right now? Because unless it's fully open, we are blocking 99% of the unbelievable, unknowing information, opportunities, and abilities that are out there. And so it's just something to play with, keyword play. When you wake up every morning and you realize your head's still on the pillow and you realize that you just came out of what we call the sleeping dream, because we're dreaming all the time, right? We're dreaming right now. And when my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, first told me that in 2001, I was like, what? My mind was like, I don't know if I like that. I can't control that. The safety mind, the belief system, the ego, for lack of a better word, is all about control and keeping us safe. And so you see right now that so many people are being controlled and manipulated simply by their belief system. And then the external reality, if the television didn't exist, we'd already be in 5D. It would have happened a long time ago. I mean, I'm not saying there still wouldn't be soulless corporations that are poisoning the food, air, water, and stuff, but it's all being exposed, okay? It's crumbling. It's so clear right now that you would have to be completely in denial. Or maybe you're just, some people are so busy just trying to survive, God bless them, that they're not tuned in. They don't have the time to go on the computer to research things outside. It's okay. It's all part of the plan, and everybody is exactly where they're supposed to be on their soul's journey right now. So, a couple of the tools. Okay, so first of all, blowing the belief system completely out of the water. Completely. It must be seen for what it is and understand that it is nothing more than a bunch of information that was given to us from outside sources. Even if you're psychic and you download whatever, I'm talking about the majority of people and why we've been controlled and manipulated in this game for so long. So the key is to question every single belief and get in the habit of that without being triggered and being an automatic reactor. Because if you're triggered and you're an automatic reactor and you go into judgment or low vibrational frequency, then you're stuck in 3D and you're just going to keep looping and looping and looping and looping and looping. That's how it works. It's all frequency and energy. So when we begin to question our belief system, when my mentor had me write down all my beliefs, I'm like, I don't even want to do that. I didn't like journaling. I don't like writing. My writing's really sloppy. Just honestly, because my mind works so fast sometimes that it's ahead of my writing. But anyway, so I did the journaling exercise and I'm getting through it and I'm like, oh my God, these beliefs aren't even mine. None of them. And then my head just exploded with one of the biggest aha moments I've ever had in my life. Everybody has a belief system. It's not even theirs. And if anything challenges that belief system, they get triggered. They react. They have an emotional reaction in the body from the thought. And that emotional reaction tricks them into defending, and then they believe that they're right because they don't know who they would be if their belief system wasn't correct. You get this? The people that set up this 3D matrix had all their DNA. They're super freaking smart. And they hijacked us. And they're like, we know exactly how to keep these people looping so we can feed off of their energy. And we'll just keep doing it until the end of time. What they didn't know was that we were going to come down here and frickin' blow the lid off this thing. And that's what's happening right now for anybody that's paying attention. And I know it can seem a little bit scary. It can seem like all the dark ones are getting ready to completely enslave us in a digital money system that they could turn off at any time. They're pushing the V's. They're pushing the frickin' everything. The who, I mean, it's a complete, blatant, in your face, we're going to take over and you're going to submit. And it's amazing to observe, keyword observe, how many people are like, okay, we'll give in. Yeah, I want to travel, so I'll go get my third or fourth jibby jab and, it's okay. Interesting. Which brings me to one of the most important mantras you will ever adopt. Whenever you see something that gets you either a little bit triggered, wants to take you into judgment, makes you feel fear, or anything that pulls you out of excitement, gratitude, compassion, love, joy, or curiosity, you feel it in your body. Instead of reacting like the automatic reactors out there, you train yourself to go, isn't that interesting? This is mastery, because isn't that interesting is 100% neutral. There's no reaction. You could be excited, like, isn't that interesting? I know there's a gift here. Because once you begin to practice it, you're going to know that you're giving yourself a gift in every moment by not reacting, not getting triggered, and not having to attract more of that into your reality. See all those dots, see them as a timeline. Those are all timelines. And they're all here right now. And we're moving through timelines like this. And the thing that determines the timelines that come into our view, our reality, is our magnetic vibrational frequency, which is solely created 100% through our thoughts, our words, our beliefs, and the emotional frequency and vibration that we put behind them. So the reason I'm so passionate about this is because when I figured this out, every single thing in my life shifted, from relationships to money to health to just what some people call magic and miracles showing up every day. But they're not magic and miracles. They're the law of frequency and vibration. It's called the law of attraction. And I'm not really big on the word law because it's been so manipulated in the courts and everything, but you understand what we're getting at here. So, isn't that interesting? Is a power statement of somebody that has developed a next level of awareness. And that's the only game in town, raising our conscious awareness. That's the key to every single thing you've ever desired. It's the key to remembering who you are and why you came here. And even if you don't necessarily know why you came here and you're like, might be working a job you don't love, and there's more, and you're, hoping and wishing, which are two really weak spell words, but I'm going to use them because that's what we do until we learn not to hope or wish, because the subconscious can only take a direct order. Your desire is either here right now or it's not. And when people go, well, I hope, I'm trying, I want to, I need to, I'm going to, I wish, that's all giving the subconscious the same exact order. It's not here yet. It's not here yet. It's not here yet. And the beauty of once one learns how the subconscious works, which nobody taught me this. I read all this stuff about the subconscious, but it's way down underneath there and nobody knows how to get to it. And it was like so such a mystery. And nobody just came out and said, the subconscious can only do one thing. What you see and desire is either here now or it's not, period. It's so easy. So when you begin to dismantle any limiting beliefs, and it really doesn't take any more than just journaling and going, okay, what are my beliefs? And you know what your beliefs are? You know how you can tell? By what you've manifested into your reality. Are you abundant right now? Are you healthy? Do you have incredible relationships with incredible people that lift you up and gently mirror you if you say, oh, I wish, or I hope, or, and they go, no. I intend, I am. It's here now. I'm so happy that my new, income source is here now, and it's way beyond what I ever desired. I'm so happy that my body is 100% healthy now, or it's on its way. I'm so happy that I get to travel the world. I'm so happy that that I can do whatever I want every day and share that with other people. Then the subconscious goes, yeah, your wish is my command. But so many people are distracted out there right now. If you can't see this, I don't know what to say. First of all, anybody that's watching this and has been on here for 15 minutes, they're seeing it. Otherwise, they'd just be like, this dude's crazy. He's whack. I'm out of here. I'm just going to scroll through and, judge some comments and stuff. And there's so much good happening right now. Not everybody has time to go onto Rumble and BitChute and Telegram and really see what's happening. So they kind of go into, if somebody like me says there's so much good happening and they're not really seeing it right now, that can kind of upset them. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. That's the most limiting 3D statement you could ever say. I'll believe it when I see it. That tells your subconscious, I have no power. I'm not an unlimited divine being. I'm not creating my reality, and I am at the mercy of whatever is out there. You're done. You're cooked. You have no power to create and manifest your reality. However, when you say, I see it and I believe it, it is done. That's what's happening right now with everybody around the planet that's agreeing that we're going to heal ourselves. We can reverse our aging with our thoughts. We can manifest anything we desire. I was going to say the word want, but I caught it. See, you never want to use the word want. It tells your subconscious it's not here. So I would invite everybody, if you haven't caught this on my previous broadcast, because I go over this because it's important. And I'm just talking to Jeff and I'm reminding Jeff every single time. Get rid of these spell words. Want, wish, hope, need, try, hard, difficult, going to. It's okay to tell your friend, I'm going to go to Florida next week, or I'm going to create a school for children. That's great. But when you wake up first thing in the morning and you're creating your reality consciously and intentionally with the power that you have as an unlimited divine being, keyword unlimited, you do not say to the subconscious, we're going to. You say, I'm so glad that I've created this incredible school for children and they're all happy and they're all like awake and aware and, it's here now. It's here now. And, many people may watch this and go, that's really good. That's some good information. And I find it fascinating that many will not make it their number one commitment to consciously create their reality first thing every single morning. And the people that go through this journey with me and that get the book and the digital online course with the trainings, they do it first thing every morning. I can't say that everybody does it that gets the book or the course, but anybody that journeys with me one-on-one, I'm mirroring them and I'm in contact with them every 48 hours, even if it's just through Messenger. Hey, just checking in. Are you doing this, doing that? And the shift within just the first week or two, along with the weekly call where we go deep, we're undoing and dismantling decades and decades of subconscious beliefs, programming, clearing wounds, most everybody that I've journeyed with has, and I don't like the word wound because it makes somebody feel, or it could make them feel like they're wounded and there's something wrong with them. But I'm talking about an uncleared or unhealed trauma, like my father was an alcoholic, abusive, he beat me, or he raped me, or my mom never gave me attention, or she used to talk down to me because she was an alcoholic, or whatever it is. Unless we clear this stuff, it's going to be running in our subconscious. So the first part of the waking up in the dream process, and anybody's moving beyond 3D, is doing the inner clearing or healing. And it's actually very easy to do. And I say this all the time because it is, and I guide people through it every week. And if that triggers you, then notice the trigger. Notice that you're a little bit mad at me, right? You may be a little bit mad at me for saying that right now because you haven't figured it out yet, and it's okay. So the fact that you're on here, if you're on here, out there, I don't know. I don't even know if there is anybody out there. This could all be happening inside my head with chemical reactions, and I'm on this fascinating one-man journey where I've created all these incredible loving characters and animals and Mother Earth and experiences that show up in my reality every day. That's probably more likely of what's really happening. But then that feels kind of lonely because it's like, well, I love all my friends and animals and all these people I'm connected with on Facebook and all over the world. So don't let it bring you down. Just stay excited. Stay excited and stay in gratitude. Stay excited and stay in gratitude. And when you begin to consciously create your reality first thing every morning, and then I have everybody that journeys with me through the mentorship, they set alarms on their phone to go off every hour. When the alarm goes off, it's like, psst, where's your frequency right now? Are you in the future? Are you in the past? Are you excited? And no matter where you are at, you can stop right now, take a few breaths, love on every one of your trillions of cells that's been loving on you in every single moment since you've been in the womb. Raise their frequency, get excited, smile, which relaxes your body, and take 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, or God forbid, a half hour, an hour, and stop again and affect the field, magnetize it. I've created all this incredible stuff. I'm so happy. Everything I ever desired is here now. It's like, I can't believe it, but I do believe it because I believed it and then it showed up. And then what you'll find out is you don't really desire that much stuff anymore because it's not the stuff that makes you happy. Once you understand that you're creating your reality and you can give money away and not hold on to it through this huge fear-based lack program that the 3D deceivers have done. And this is all crumbling right now as we speak too. So be happy. See the bigger picture, zoom out and observe. The conscious observer always wins. The automatic reactor, low frequency, and you just start attracting more of that. So any questions? Any questions? Come on, somebody's got to have a question. If not, it's okay. I'll keep going for a little while longer. So, judgments, triggers, and automatic reactions must be dismantled. Why? Because judgments and low frequency reactions such as anger, hatred, resentment, they don't exist in 5D. They don't. This is all 3D stuff. So, how do you move beyond 3D? And you know, for a while, we may be, you know, we're in 5D, we're loving, we're out in nature, we're celebrating, we're listening to music, we're giving people love, we're kind, we're enjoying our food, we're amazed at everything that's going on out there and the magic of this dream. And then we may have a judgmental thought when we hear about something on the news or whatever, and it pulls our frequency down. So we dip down. But then we feel that because we teach ourselves to feel our frequency. And anytime we get triggered, have a judgment, have a less than thought, a fear, doubt, we stop immediately because we know that that's not who we truly are. And when you train yourself, and this is what this process, waking up in the dream, teaches you to do. There's nothing more important, there's nothing more valuable that I've ever found. And I don't say that with an ego. I went through over 30 years of pretty much hell. I was suicidal 3 or 4 times, ready to go. I'm done. I can't believe there's this much pain and suffering on the planet. But I had my own pain inside from what happened with me on my agreed upon, keyword, agreed upon soul contract before I came down here. But I didn't remember that until I met my mentor, and I started looking at the belief system and what I was believing and how I was telling my story. And I was in victim mode because my emotions were running how I told my story. This is the key to be able to see this. So key. I intend that you get this. I don't hope you get it. I intend. I see that you get this and you get a little piece of it or a big piece of it and you go, oh, that's what so many people are doing out there. They're so used to telling their story of what happened to them when they were young or when they grew up or whatever, that's their story now. And that's what they're so used to, that's their automatic. And whenever they have the low vibrational frequency or that trigger go off, they go right back to telling that story to justify why they're feeling that emotion. And so all they do is loop. You get this? It's a brilliant diabolical program to keep people trapped. But we must be able to see the program in order to dismantle it. And that's what this process is about. Any questions about inner healing, clearing something, forgiving something? Somebody will be the first one to ask a question. And as soon as they do, then I don't know what it is, but every time, then everybody relaxes and they go, oh, I'll type something in the comments. And all of a sudden we got, 50 comments when nobody wanted to ask a question. So don't feel pressured, but if you have a question, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to know any more than you, but what it does is it opens things up for everybody, because I guarantee you that other people out there have the question. And a lot of people will watch this even if they're not on here live right now. So, okay. So again, just to recap, what does everybody think about you must remove all judgments and triggers and automatic reactions in order to move out of 3D? Does that piss you off? Do you find it interesting? Do you think that it's not true? I mean, I don't care. One of my other mantras that is super empowering is, I know nothing. I don't need to know anything. I follow the frequency of love, and I understand how the belief system works and how it can work against people just as well. I understand triggers. I understand frequency and vibration. And so it's really, really key. So thanks, Pat, for the question. Do you use a focal point or mantra for meditation, or just concentrate on silence and blackness? Great question. Thank you for asking. What I do every single morning, and what I teach people to do as part of the 30-day Waking Up in the Dream transformational experience is, and it's all step by step. So it's in the book, and it's in the digital course with the PowerPoint trainings that show you. You watch them, and you see what the ego does. You name your ego. My ego's name is Larry. Larry's fear-based. He's a conniver. Not going to get that right now. Okay. Larry was the automatic reactor. Larry needed to feel like he needed to protect me. So until I learned what a trigger was and that I was automatically reacting, Larry was running the show. Okay? So when I consciously create my reality first thing in the morning, and here's the key. As soon as I awaken from what we call the sleeping dream, my head's on the pillow, I realize I get another day. Sometimes I might have had weird dreams. Sometimes I wake up and the thoughts just start running. Nope. You stop that immediately. And how you do it is you realize it, and you just go, every morning when I awaken and I get another day, the first thing I'm going to do is drop into my heart. I'm going to remove your comment here so you can see me. I drop into my heart. I put my hands on my chest, and I smile. Why do I smile? I smile because it raises my vibration, and I know that this process works because I do it every single morning and then throughout the day. And it changed my life entirely. And everybody that does it, it changes your life entirely. Why? Because you're consciously and intentionally programming and affecting the field by seeing and feeling your desire is already here now. So key. So why is the reason that my head's on the pillow and I'm breathing and smiling and I'm loving on every cell in my body? First of all, because every one of these trillions of cells has been loving me since I've been in the womb without me having to do anything. Beating my heart, purifying my blood, processing trillions of functions a day. We have no idea what our body's doing and the magnificence of what it's doing. We don't even have the potential to understand that. We can have an idea of how magnificent it is, but just what's going on in your little pinky right now would blow your mind, let alone everything else that's going on while we're processing this and we're breathing and our blood's moving and the cells are doing everything they're doing. This human body is the most fascinating thing ever created. I believe that in Mother Earth. Mother Earth is like blows my mind every single day. But anyway, so we just woke up and we're consciously creating a reality. So my focal point, Pat, is first off on every one of my cells, giving so much gratitude and love, loving on my body, because every one of these trillions of cells is consciously aware. And they're listening to, and they're tuning into, and they're taking direction from our thoughts and the feeling that we give to ourselves. And the majority of people are not taught to do this, especially men. Especially men. I'm always interested in when I go, I love on my body and I'm loving on it, what the men that are watching this do. I mean, the ones that know, they're like, hell yeah. But so many men that I journey with in the very beginning, I mean, I get them into it like on the first call. But when they tell me their story and that they grew up in the UK or Australia and they've had thousands of years of programming, or Scotland, be a man, don't be a pussy, man up, life is hard, take it, kill or be killed. That's 3D programming deep. And so this process really undoes it really, really fast. So my focal point is raising my vibration through loving on my cells, dropping into my heart by using my breath. Because otherwise, you wake up, your mind just starts going, I got to get up, I got to put on a pot of coffee, I got to get the kids ready for school, I got a half hour to jump in the shop, I got to do this, I got to check my email. That's okay, because we're going to do a lot of that which we have agreed or we have to do anyway. However, the difference between somebody that consciously creates their reality first thing every morning and throughout the day, and then programs their subconscious right before they fall asleep, I can guarantee you they lead completely different lives than the person that wakes up and just goes, another day, I can't wait till Saturday. It's night and day. It's beyond night and day. It's universes apart. And if you find this valuable, I mean, to me, it's priceless. It's the most valuable thing to learn ever. And that's why I share it, because it completely changed my life. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm in Thailand and they have these trucks that drive by and they got these big bullhorns on them and they're doing advertisements in Thai for, I don't know what, wireless or whatever it is. It's pretty interesting. I love it here though. So Pat, to continue. So focal point is on my body in gratitude and on my breath first. If you don't get, the key is to get into your heart to where you are in a state of 0 point. 0 point meaning I'm clear, my mind's not running. I'm not in the future, I'm not in the past. I'm right here, right now. And when I'm smiling, I know that when I give my subconscious direct commands and visualizations of abundance and health. And I'm traveling all over the world, and I'm playing concerts all over the world in front of tens of thousands of people. And I'm connected, and every single day, just magic and miracles and synchronicities show up in my world. And I'm smiling because I know it, because that's what happens. It doesn't mean I never have a challenge, but every challenge is a gift. And when you know how to ask, when you get triggered or have a challenge, okay, I know there's a gift here. So you ask yourself the question instead of being triggered and going, fuck, I don't like, and you can get triggered. I get triggered. I just don't do it around other people ever. But I can get pissed off once in a while. I'm moving the energy. And so, and then I go, wow, that was a big one. And then I go, okay, there's a gift here. What is the gift that this is trying to show me? It's never about the other people out there, ever. Never. And when you can understand that, you start clearing lifetimes and decades of automatics, wounds, programs, less than thoughts. And it's very, very, very powerful. It's the only game in town, really. Conscious awareness, gratitude, and love. Any other questions? Hey, Jelf, great to see you, brother. You're so kind. I'm glad it resonates. You know, completely changed my life. My teacher did. Yeah, okay. So focal point. So part 2. Loving on yourself, gratitude, and then envisioning anything that you desire, but see it here as now. Like a little kid. This is why children are so precious. And this is why they're targeted so early on in the school system, because they want to teach them what to think. They want to squash their imagination as quick as possible, get them into the system, get them to give up 12 to 16 years of their life, so then they can join the club, be programmed into believing that they must go to work for someone else. And I understand this system was set up this way. So if you're doing something that you don't love, don't get mad at me. Just use the tools here and, consciously create your reality one day at a time. You can do it. I did it. If I did it, anybody can do it. And I'm happy to assist you. So we're all in this together. So let me find my train of thought again. I get excited and so yeah. We're just constantly tracking, where's my frequency? Am I happy? Am I triggered? And then choosing what you're going to give your focus to. Right now, so many people, all you got to do, these people are just entranced by the news and the live vision. We got monkey balls right now. Next week, it'll be frog pox or, anal pox, or it's just, if you can't see this, WTF? What the hell? So again, everybody's on their own soul journey and they're exactly where they're supposed to be. So we don't judge them. That's the number one key. Okay? We hold compassion. Okay, this is super key, because if you are, yeah, Pat, you got to keep your sense of humor, because otherwise you'll just you'll lose it. I love humor. I love comedians. As a recording engineer, I've recorded some really incredible, famous comedians in LA and San Diego and Las Vegas, and really great stuff. So anyway, we must refrain from judging anyone out there. And this is the tricky one, because when you see Klaus Anal Schwab and Bill Gates and these other people that have sworn their soul to Satan, and they really believe that it's okay to sacrifice people, what the hell? Okay? The natural reaction is to react because it's freaking wrong. It's diabolical. Okay? However, you are an unlimited being that chose to come down here with your soul contract, and you knew this stuff was going to happen. But we had to forget it when we came in. Can I prove this to you? No. You will have to tune in and go, okay, I don't know if what this guy's saying is right, but yeah, you decide. Like my teacher Miguel told me, don't believe me, but don't believe yourself. Be really careful about that belief system, because it'll take you on a loop for lifetimes. And I know if you're listening to this, that you're here now to kick some serious butt in love and moving us into the new earth timeline. So thank you for that, and congratulations. So super, super key. Any questions about consciously creating your reality? Any questions about clearing a block, a limiting belief, or a trauma or a wound? And this is a completely 100% non-judgmental space. Nobody in here is going to judge you if you ask a question. And if you do ask a question, you may get some relief that you've been seeking for decades. And I'm not saying that because I'm so great. I just do this with people almost every day of the week. I've been taught how to do it. I had to go through it myself. And gently mirroring somebody and getting them to see why it happened, or at least inviting them to look at it from a different perspective, can completely shift your reality and change everything for you. So if you're going through a tough time right now, or you don't understand something, you're welcome to ask a question. All right? So again, adopting the mantra, instead of being triggered or going into judgment, catching yourself, feeling the trigger, and going, isn't that interesting? When you begin to do that, it will shift everything in your reality, because you're no longer an automatic reactor. Automatic reactors have to recycle the same thing over and over and over. It's the law. It's a law of frequency and vibration. And your soul is infinitely patient, because time doesn't exist. So it's just going to be patient whether you learn it this month or in a year or in 10 years, or you have to come back and learn it through another 5 or 10 or 100 lifetimes. It's going to be patient, because it knows you're always going to return back to your unlimited divine source. You're just in this computerized game, and however long you choose to be there, you must be getting something out of that. Super key. So ask yourself, what is this trying to show me or teach me? Isn't that interesting that I'm reacted? Isn't that interesting that that triggered me? Isn't that interesting that every time that topic comes up, I get triggered? Okay. What is this trying to show me about me? That's the trigger out there. Don't blame that, or you're just going to loop, loop, loop. It's a mirror. The hologram is reversed 180 degrees. Get it? I intend you get an aha out of that. Or actually, I intend that you already know it. But I'm repeating it because these were the things that changed how I see and navigate through my reality. So back to the dark winds for a moment. When I understood that I could not hold judgment or lack of forgiveness against anybody, or that would keep my vibrations stuck in 3D, looping, 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 to get another opportunity for the same situation to come up again. And if somebody already died and you're hating on them, or you're not in contact with them anymore, such as a parent or a grandparent that abused you, or that you think abused you, or whatever, then they're not going to come back. So you might have to wait a long time for that lesson to come up again. But if you tune in and you go, is there anyone left to forgive? And when I figured out that I had to do this, my number one question was, okay, I can forgive some people, but what about the pedophiles? What about the people that are intentionally harming us with poison and sticking chemicals into our body and poisoning our food, air, and water, and our airwaves, and our skies, and our air intentionally? Do I have to forgive them? Yes, 110%. This is where you'll see whether the ego wants to be right or whether you're going to free yourself. Super key. This is where you're going to see whether the ego wants to control you and justify why I can't forgive the person that did this to me. I can't forgive my father. I can't forgive the person that raped me. And I know this is touchy stuff, but I journey with people every week with the most horrific things that have happened. And the beauty is the people that have chosen to go through the most intense stuff end up being some of the greatest, most compassionate, kind teachers ever. Simply because of what they went through, they're able to understand it in others, and they're able to hold that beautiful heart frequency of compassion and understanding so that the other people feel safe with them and they can clear it. So my hat's off to everybody that's been through the worst stuff. Thank you for being in the club and choosing to do that for the betterment of humanity. Yeah. So again, any questions? Anybody sitting out there going, I have a question. What about this? What about that? Understand, learning the mantra. Have you written this stuff down? Isn't that interesting? Super powerful to write down. The other one is, I know nothing. And that's my position of power and expansion. Because if you feel you need to know, I mean, yes, it doesn't mean you don't know nothing, but out of all my beliefs, I got rid of all of them except for two. Love is the answer in every situation, and I am an unlimited sovereign divine being. I got rid of every other belief. You may have a couple others that are different than mine that you want to hold on to. Yeah. So that's cool, you know? Yeah, there's a Taoist metaphor about a cork rebounding upward. Yeah. Yeah. It's all energy and frequency. And the 3D matrix is set up to trigger people and to keep them looping in low vibrational, reactive, judgmental, triggered frequencies. It's set up perfectly. All advertising, oh, you need this to look good. You need this to feel good. You need it. It's highly manipulative. Highly, highly, highly. Not every single bit of it, but definitely 90+%. And that's how they keep everybody trapped. So the great news is, let's talk about great news, because that's what we're about. All the energies that are blasting the planet right now, plus the children that are coming in, they're freaking more awake. They're more switched on. Our DNA is more activated. And when you awaken each morning, you have the ability to amplify your frequency, your DNA. And also, how many people here believe, or if you don't believe in the possibility that you can reverse your aging through loving on your body, smiling, and just envisioning it as already done? How many people believe that they can do that? Anybody that's still on here, pop in a yes, a no, I'm not sure. Or fuck you, I don't like typing in comments when somebody asks me to type in a comment. You can type that in too. It's all energy, folks. We're all in this together. Do you believe that you can reverse your aging? These are the questions that are way outside the tiny little belief system, which is actually a prison. But you have that ability. And that's why I love doing this, to invite people to go way beyond this tiny little belief system. It's so freaking tiny. It's a prison. Yeah. Love you, Roxanne. Yeah. So I do it every day. I do it every morning and throughout the day. Can I honestly say that I can see that I've reversed my aging? Not really honestly yet, but I know that my cells are feeling it. I don't get SICK. I always feel good. Once in a while I get triggered, but that just still shows me where I'm holding a little bit of a wound that I haven't cleared. So I have the tools to do it. I feel it immediately. I stop, I breathe, and I go, okay, here's another little piece. Fuck. And what is this trying to show me or teach me? Yeah. Hey, Maria, great to see you. Yeah. So super, super key. Are you speaking to every one of your trillions of cells every single day? And more importantly, are you speaking to them lovingly? Do you believe that you can activate your dormant DNA? And the great news is you're receiving help from the sun and the energy's coming into the planet right now. However, you can accelerate it through your self-love, your smile, and just knowing that it's part of your journey this time. We're not going to be recycled back into the bullshit 3D after this time. Some people may, it may be their choice. Love on them, love on them, love on them. And thank them for being your teacher. Because here's what happens. When the average person who is waking up, for lack of a better term, because we all are, just different levels, if we see somebody else that is behind, for lack of a better word, it may trigger us. The ego may judge and label them. The key is to feel that stickiness of that little labeling and go, oh, thank you for being my teacher. Thank you for perfectly, keyword, perfectly playing your role in my dream reality. And when you can shift into thank you for perfectly playing your role, and I invite you even to do this with the darkest of the dark, the pedophiles, the WHO, the deceivers in government. Hey, all I can tell you is you can see that more so than ever in history, people are waking up. And it's not going to be stopped. The light has already won. That's the good news. The light has already won. Now it's playing out, and the people are going to get to decide whether they're going to come back again for another round, or they're going to navigate up into the higher 5D timelines or whatever it is. Now, I know nothing. I don't know how it actually works. But I know frequency, and I know what it feels like when I'm in my heart and I'm grateful and I'm excited. That's the highest frequency. So I follow that. That's it. It doesn't need to be super difficult. You don't need to read 1,000,000 books. You don't need to go to school for 20 years to sell your soul to one of the satanic universities like Harvard or Yale. And if you're in there, right on, whatever. But they're run by satanic organizations. It's right in your face. You can research it. So the great news is people are waking up. This whole school system is crumbling as we speak. Children are not going to need to go to school for 12 to 16 years ever again. They learn these tools. What is an emotional trigger? What's an emotional reaction? How you consciously create and manifest your reality with your excitement and your imagination. And their imagination isn't going to get squashed anymore by the school system. So the children are going to be leading completely different lives than those of us that have gone through 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years of the programming. But we're here right now and we're undoing it. So what a wonderful time to get excited. I mean, come on. Do you see it? Is this getting you excited? All right. So the mantra of isn't that interesting? What is this trying to teach me? I know nothing. And then eliminating spell words. If you do those 4 things, isn't that interesting? Memorize that and use it every time you might have a judgment or a trigger. What is this trying to teach me? It's a question of mastery, because it means you're observing and you caught the old pattern. That's mastery. High five. I know nothing. I don't need to prove that I know anything. I know within myself that love is the highest frequency, excitement is one of the highest frequencies, gratitude is one of the highest frequencies, curiosity and imagination is what will take you anywhere. Anything that you can even think of already exists. And when you align with that frequency and see yourself as already there, you're going to be there. And if what you think you desire doesn't show up, then you trust, keyword trust, that wasn't beneficial to this soul's lesson, or something much, much better is coming. And you just trust. And when you learn to play the game like this, it becomes a game every day. It doesn't mean nothing's ever going to show up to challenge you, but when you have the tools and you begin to consciously create your reality every single morning, you're going to live a completely different and magical life than the people that don't. So I intend you found this valuable. If anybody has any questions, pop them in right now. I feel like that's a pretty good transmission. 3 parts, very simple, all listed in here step by step by step. And my YouTube channel, Portal to Awakening, has hundreds of hours of these transmissions for free. And if anybody wants to really go to the next level, I journey with 4 people, one-on-one, every month, and just 4. Because unlike most other mentoring programs, we do 1 call every week. And it's a long call. I don't put time limits on my calls. Most calls with most coaches or whatever are, 45 to 60 minutes. I do an hour and a half to sometimes 2.5 hours with my clients every week. Because if we're going deep and we're in it, I'm in it. Why? Because they put their trust in me, and I want to give them every single thing I can give them. So to me, it's the most powerful journey that I've ever experienced. And that's why I share it. So the other thing is I'm in contact with everybody that goes through the journey, the mentorship course. I'm in contact with them at least every second day, especially during the first week or 2 when we're undoing any past wounds, clearing the belief system, and really getting the process down. And so I'm reaching out to them in Messenger. It doesn't take a lot of time. Some people go, well, I don't have time to be. No, you do. There's nothing more important. We send messages, little voice messages back in Messenger, 1 or 2 minutes. And instead of waiting a whole week to ask your question or whatever, you're getting clarity and mirroring like that. Boom, 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 boom. And it doesn't take up hardly any time. It's kick-ass, if I do say so myself. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So, there's a link, portal2awakening.com. The website's simple. There's 3 options. The book, the online digital course, which you can take as long as you want to do it. It never expires. It's got 4 hours of PowerPoint trainings that will show you what the ego in the program does and how it loops and how it tricks you. And unless you can see that, you'll just keep defending it and believing that that's the way it is. But once you can see it and the light bulb goes off, you go to the next level and it will never have power over you again. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. So any last questions? Anybody want to say anything at all? You guys want to do a little heart flute transmission where we blast the whole planet with our energy, or are we complete? 6 people on here, right? I don't even know if that's accurate, but anybody have any questions they wanted to ask? Anything they want to share? Up to you. If not, thank you for tuning in. Oh, and really, really, really appreciate anybody that shares this in other groups or with their friends that they think would benefit from this. And I don't know who wouldn't. I mean, I understand these tools, but I'm still talking to Jeff every time so I don't forget. Because if you dive into the book or the course or the mentorship and you do these tools, you'll see your life shift. But if for some reason you stop consciously creating your reality every day or using them because you just start to forget, you'll see that the old loops can come back. And I have people reach out to me that have gone through the course and they're like, I really need to talk to you. And I'm like, when did you stop using the tools? And they're like, yeah, I kind of stopped using them. I'm like, all right, let's get on a call and let's freaking get them dialed back in. And they're like, thank you so much. I'm like, that's what we do. This is the only game in town, raising conscious awareness and keeping the highest frequency as we co-create and manifest these new Earth timelines. So big, big love to everybody. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing these transmissions. And I'll be back next Monday and Thursday in the US, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And I have to think about it because I'm in Thailand. So it's my Friday. It's 10 a.m. I'm in the future. So big, big love to all of you. Have an incredible day, an incredible weekend. Stay excited. So many incredible things are happening. I'm telling you. And yeah, if you want to research BitChute or Telegram or you want to reach out and go, oh, I'd like to see some of this. It's kind of an endless journey. It's really maybe better just to know and just consciously create your reality. Because once you start researching, well, is it really true that the pedophiles have all been arrested and Gates and Soros and all these people have already been taken out and it's a movie playing out? That can be a distraction to, oh my God, I'm so happy right now. I get to go outside, take my feet off, take my shoes off, get my bare feet on the earth. I get to go ride my bike, go talk to the wild jungle dogs, tune into the flowers in the air. I get to do art. I'm playing music. Oh, I love the taste of this food and my water, and I'm energizing everything. And I'm having all these incredible conscious connections with people all over, Facebook and social media. And that's probably the best thing to focus on. But I've gone down the rabbit hole for over 30 years, and the people that are exposing this stuff are bringing it into the light. Just have to be careful. If you can expose it by being the observer and not have it lower your frequency, then you're one of those that's, able to do that. Not everybody's able to do that. So for them, I recommend just be grateful, be in love, smile at everybody you see. This is something I do every day in Thailand. And I'll leave you with this. And it's not because I'm so great. It's because, number one, I don't speak Thai. And so when I'm out here in the country and everybody around me is Thai and I'm the only white guy, pretty much where I live, they look at me and I'm not wearing a mask. And so I smile at them and no words need to be stated. They see it. And because the Thai people are so loving and they're Buddhists, they just automatically smile back because they can feel my energy. Once in a while, somebody might be in fear and like, why isn't this dude wearing a mask? And I understand because they're deeply programmed. They're very trusting, loving people. They would never even think that their government would be trying to deceive them and lie to them. But the military is in control of the country here. So they're doing the same thing on the television. So the bottom line is I smile at everybody. And you may notice yourself doing this. I used to decide who was worthy of my smile. Well, that person feels good, I'll smile. No, now I smile at everybody because I know everybody is my mirror. I know everybody is my mirror. And anybody I have a judgment about, that's them showing me that I still have judgments based on the way somebody looks. That's not to say that somebody might have bad energy and you don't allow them into your field, but we need to be careful that it's not an unhealed or uncleared wound that's making us react. So that's why the first part of this process, waking up in the dream, is doing the inner healing and the inner clearing. Otherwise, you're going to get tricked and you're going to think that you're right when it's actually an unhealed wound that's getting you to react every single time. So go out and love on everybody. And also, here's another cool thing. Hey, Linda, great to see you. Here's another cool thing to observe. Keyword observe. When you're scrolling through Facebook, I used to notice that I would decide who I wanted to give a like and who I wanted to give a love to. And then I was like, isn't that interesting? And I'd see some people I don't know and they're like, oh, it's my birthday. And I'm like, I don't even know them. I don't even know how we're friends or whatever. And then I noticed that Larry was deciding who was going to get a like and a love. And so I'm like, that's not acceptable. Everybody gets a love. Everybody gets a love no matter what, because they're all my mirror reflection. Get it? So a really great thing to observe as you're scrolling through is who deserves my love emoji or just a like, and how the mind is constantly deciding who is worthy of a like or a love. And when you start to see that, you can see that that's a 3D program. And the only thing worthy of transmitting is love. And when you begin to do that, you will see all of those like timelines in people and abundance start to just magically be attracted to you. But it's not magic. It's you emitting that vibration of gratitude, love, excitement. Yeah, compassion. It's so cool when we figure it out. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's good. I think that's complete. Yeah. All right. Big love to everybody. Have an incredible day, weekend. If anybody's interested in doing the journey, go to the website, simple little form to fill out, and I'll get on a call with you for free. And it's not a sales call. I don't do sales because I'll tell you what, I'm only journeying with 4 people a month. And if you want to get in, you can. Don't think, oh, there's only 4 spots, I can't get in. Yeah. Nobody's ever not been able to get in because a spot opens up at least every 2 weeks. However, I'm not going to try and sell you on anything, just like on these transmissions. I'm giving away all the tools here. I haven't held back anything. There's nothing I haven't shared with you. I don't say, if you really want the tools, you got to come in and pay for it. No. Yeah, I sell the book and the course, and I do a mentorship that's priceless. Priceless. And it took me a long time to say that, because that sounds like an egotistical statement. But when you learn this, you will never have a lack of abundance or money again. You will never not be able to manifest your reality. To me, it's the most powerful, shortest, quickest course, and that's why it's only 30 days. And then after 30 days, my door is open. I don't turn you away. I don't try and sell you another course. But you don't need to go through 90 days or 6 months or a year to learn this, because we do it. And we're in contact every couple days. So if it resonates, come do it. You'll be really grateful that you did. And if not, that's cool too. And come and join in next Monday or Thursday. And until then, stay excited, because incredible things are happening. Big love. Hey, Ray. All right? Big blessings from Thailand. Until next time.